achiever to another. Earlier, we met Pauline Lopez. She is a young Kababayan Taekwondo champion for our Pinoy Sports Update. And right about now, let's meet this young Kababayan entrepreneur with a sweet business. And soon, they're going to be opening a shop in Sherman Oaks. I'm talking about Creme Caramel. I know you've heard of them, you've seen them, you've tasted them. I haven't, though, so I'm excited to introduce you to Christine and to try some of her creations in just a little while here in the program. Hello and welcome to Kababayan.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Congratulations. Gosh. Tell me, how did this business start?
Well, it really started, not even so much a whim. It's, for years, it's one of those things when people they feel like they should be doing something else. Like, I've always wanted to have a food-based business, and I just kept on saying it so often that I'm like, you know what, I'm starting to irritate myself because I'm not doing anything about it. So I said, I'm not going to talk about it, but for a year, I'm just going to concentrate on 1 hour a day doing my business plan, working on recipes, and I didn't even have a product yet. It was really just, I knew I wanted to do a food-based business, but let me do some research.
Okay.
And just so you know, that's not like my normal course of action. Normally, I just want to dive right in. Let's just start.
Yes.
So, but because it's something I've always wanted to do, I wanted to make sure that we did it right, and that we made sure that we had everything laid out.
Now, it's not just about having a business plan. I talk to a lot of Kababayan entrepreneurs, and a lot of them say it has to start from passion. You have to be passionate about what you do.
Right.
So I'm guessing because of this business that you're either passionate about baking, passionate about sweets, passionate about desserts. What is it?
For me, it's really the bringing together of good food with people. It's the hospitality part of it. I think even more so, even if our food was fantastic and we weren't giving good customer service to our customers, I think if they would just try it once and not come back. But what I think is a good testament is that we have people who are regulars who come back to see us every time. And we're at the farmers market.
Yes, when Christine talks about regulars, you travel to different farmers markets, right?
We are currently at 12 farmers markets around the local LA area.
So what, do you bake 8 hours a day?
Well, actually, we just expanded from, we were in one farmers market for like a year, expanded to 4 when I first started doing this full-time, because I was working concurrently in my old full-time job. And then we boosted it up to 10 in February, and then we boosted it up to 15 a couple months ago. And now that we have our Sherman Oaks location, we're actually scaling it back a little bit, but we're going to be still at our farmers markets. Part of it is because we've built such a good community base there.
So the growth happened in how many years?
It's
from start to now?
From the start, if you're like from the time that I started my business plan, about 3.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So
did you think when you were doing your business plan, did you have this timeline for yourself?
Well, no. Actually, what I thought, I'm going to give myself a year to work on the business plan. I'll give myself a year to work on the products. But I didn't really, at 8 months, we were ready. And I'm like, am I ready? Because I didn't really think it was going to be something that was really putting things into place and all of a sudden feeling like, we have everything. What can we do?
What's more important, the business? Is it really that important to have a business plan when you're starting a business? What's more important, the business or the product?
You know what? Most business entrepreneurs, I wouldn't even say like half of them probably don't have a business plan. For me, and that's not normally my course of action, I needed it because if I was going to invest this much time, I needed to make sure I had a roadmap.
Okay. And
so for me, I really needed to make sure that I knew what the next step was. And we're hitting all our milestones. Like we were supposed to expand to other farmers markets in the second year, and we're supposed to get into our our first Sherman Oaks location in the third year, and we're doing that right now.
Those are your goals?
Yeah. So it's every single milestone that we have, we've been hitting them.
Okay. Now I want to talk about this because is it your passion for hospitality? You said. So did you bake to start a business, or did you start a business to bake?
I started a business that's going to be centered around food. I knew I wasn't into clothing. I wasn't into like hair. It was really just I wanted a business based around food.
Because I hear of a lot of people, they would just make cakes like this, like pastries for Christmas perhaps, and then give it to friends, and then friends come back for more, and then it becomes a business, and then they realize, ooh, I can make a business out of this. But you started out to do a business out of it.
And then part of it's because this is actually based on my family's recipe, the vanilla creme caramel. My aunt and uncle have a business business up in San Francisco where they sell to just restaurants, the vanilla creme caramel and vanilla creme brulee. But they just sell to restaurants, so they don't even know about them up there. So I took their base recipe, I adapted it myself, and I started doing other custard-based desserts.
Okay.
So
did you go to school for baking, or
I didn't. I went to school for business and marketing. So I have a bachelor's.
And baking was a hobby.
Baking was a hobby, not even like a full hobby, like I would do it every day. It was like, I'm gonna bake. So I baked, and people enjoyed it enough. And I know my culinary side is only gonna take me to a certain point, and that's why I have really good people really supporting me. Because a lot of the stuff I do is on the whim. Like we have the upside down ube pie. I don't know if we'll take it through it. But the ube pie actually was on a whim because we do the desserts for the Park's Finest. And they had ube creme caramels that they ordered from me. And then the oven was a little hot that day, so the top was a little overdone. It was fine, but it's just I couldn't sell it to them. So what am I going to do? So I topped it with a crust, and it ended up being our biggest seller.
Okay. Where you started, Christine started with explaining some of the products with us now. When we return on the show, she's going to continue that. And the best thing about this is I'm so excited. I get to try it. Don't go away.